Just now. What the fuck you want?
Oh, shit. Well, damn.
Bloop bloop. What's up, What's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Where Media Meets Studios, in conjunction with VJ TV, Fair History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions. Shout out to Camouflage. Shout out to the Venus Lounge. It's Friday, February 21st, 2025. That's the year that they telling y'all it is. Got a great show lined up for y'all tonight. We wasn't here last week. Had stuff to take care of, business to tend to. Life be lifing. But I want to say we here back this week, and that's what the fuck is up. So I'm gonna start off letting everybody introduce themselves with my co-host as always.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Feral Films, and I'm here.
And our guest tonight.
Hello, what up, Bay Area? It's your girl, Leslie West, political candidate for the Bay Area in entirety. Granddaughter of the first registered field slave to run for Senator, Utah, 1966, out of Louisiana, and landed right here, smack dab in the Bay.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so this is up. Let me put this down. Actually, I'll pull my chair up.
On Cognac Confessionals.
Yeah, what's happening, everybody?
With the originals and the original.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, taking time out your busy schedule
Mm-hmm.
to come fucks with us. I truly, wholeheartedly appreciate it. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm surviving America.
That is what we're doing out here nowadays.
Yes, indeed.
Something we've been doing for generations and generations. Now we have the trickle-down effect, right?
Yeah.
That's happening. It's happening with Donald Trump. It's happening in the cities of Richmond, trickling down all the way across the Bay Area. And that's something that I wanted to bring light to today.
Mm-hmm.
The trickle-down effect.
So, for those that don't know you or are unfamiliar with you,
Right there. Oh, you got it.
just give a little bit of rundown of your history.
Absolutely. So my name is Leslie West. As Larry June would say, born 1991, out of Berkeley, California. I'm the granddaughter of the first registered field slave to run for Senator, Utah, 1966, out of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And we were relocated, the entire family, to Berkeley, California on a $1,200 stipend due to the backlash that she received from the Democratic Party and the KKK at that time.
Yeah, that's who they were back then.
Right? So I was raised as a product of two prominent families in Berkeley, and thankfully it was Berkeley because I was able to graduate high school and immediately start working for the mayor of the city of Berkeley.
Oh,
Immediately start working for payroll departments, where I segued myself into grant and proposal writing for minority-owned businesses, such as our Black Muslim Bakery. In Oakland, we have A1 Protective Services out of San Francisco, which is an all-female Black woman-ran security enterprise.
Okay.
And just helping build our nation.
Okay.
I've been fighting for minority contracts in Oakland at city council meetings and full hijab since the age of 19.
Mm-hmm.
So 19 was my movement age,
Okay.
and with that, I had a movement baby.
Okay.
Right. So I'm a 11-year-old preteen's mother.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going through that process of teaching her about herself and giving her the knowledge of herself and her people, and it's pretty hard to do other places except for here.
Okay.
Right.
That's what's
Right. So now that I have had every last governmental contract you could think about come across my desk, from SOPs, which is a street outreach program grant for $300K, ending up into $1 million situation, to a $65,000 proposal for security services. It's now time that I would like to inject and embed myself within politics.
Okay.
Right.
Because they've played with us for too long.
Politics.
Right? Say that. Politics. You know, we walk around with the information. We walk around with our own opinions. But no one's standing up and saying, you know what, these cookie cutters are going to have to get out the way because I like a freehand cookie over a cookie cutter Star Crest cookie any day. Right? So.
No Legos. You get that at 3 a.m.
Well, there's a disconnect, unfortunately, in our community. When you said a crucial thing when you said we walk around with the knowledge. But the knowledge and the gap between knowledge and people who put in any level of execution is astounding. Like, there's literally full-grown people who have literally never once went to a city council meeting. Like, in your whole adult life, there's never been an issue that concerns you enough to go down and let your voice be heard. They've raised whole families of children. Some of you Negroes got 8, 9 children, and you've never once attended a school board meeting. Like, too many for people that went across bridges in Selma, who organized the Montgomery bus boycott, who really got out there and risked their life. This current generation is, outside of a couple tweets or likes on Instagram, is amazingly disengaged. But yet, if you let them tell it, they're extremely unhappy about what's going on. But you're extremely unhappy about what's going on, and you don't even put in the minimal effort to say, hey, I don't like that. So that's cognitive dissonance in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
Just go out and vote.
They won't even do that.
Won't even do that, but we'll complain.
Now you can mail in your vote. You ain't got to leave off your couch.
Say that.
I voted in my drawers.
And we'll complain and complain. They'll say Leslie West don't know what she's talking about. She just made $3.75 million. Leslie West don't know what she's talking about because our schools don't have windows. However, there's a board of education for that. You know, so we have the answers.
And people won't even go to a school board. Like, you got multiple children and you won't even go to the school board and say, hey, I don't like what's going on.
Right.
Absolutely.
You can't even do that? Come on. Your opinions are null and void.
Null and void.
Got to do better, people.
Right. So, for instance, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, right? We got Chevron over here in the city of Richmond polluting the entire Bay Area.
Right.
Regularly. On a daily basis.
Flare-ups.
While I was in high school in the city of Berkeley at that time, the city of Berkeley, UC Berkeley, had the worst air quality, number 2 in our nation. Right? And we were also addressing unionized workers losing their job due to ununionized workers at Home Depot. So there's a lot, you know how the cover-ups work and sweeping it over. So as of recently last year, the city of Richmond, which is ran by a majority Latino city council at that time, they decided to go into a settlement discussion with Chevron. Unbeknownst to everybody else, our esteemed Attorney General Rob Bonta over the state of California had just sued Mobil, Chevron, and DOES 50, which means everybody else included in the oil industry, and won billions of dollars in reparations for pollution in the state of California. So Chevron then goes outside of that parameter of talking to the people that know what they're talking about. And they sit down with the city of Richmond. I tried to bring awareness to who they were sitting with. And they were sitting with a city council member, Cesar Zepeda, Eduardo Martinez at the time, and a city planner. All of these information is available on their quarterly reportings, which is found on their website. To go have these meetings to put things on ballot for city council. Right? A $200 contribution to the city to be able to say, I want Prop 81 here. This is why we need it. And of course you're going to continuously talk to the same people because their refinery is located in one district. It's not, pieces of a refinery all across the different districts that would force them to talk to other people. So what it boils down to is City of Richmond City Council hosts a special meeting on a Thursday when their city council meetings are on Fridays. They accept
So they intentionally made sure there was low attendance.
Of course.
Say that. They accepted a $550 million settlement for the city of Richmond by itself. Now, between the three of us, we can all walk from here to the other side of the room and be in and out the city of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
They have had the smallest budget for developments ever since I've been born. The city of Richmond has been broke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, you have $550 million coming in, and they put it in a general fund. Well, generally speaking, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You have a board of education, right? We have our police departments. City of Richmond has been known for crime. We have police departments. So why is it that a general fund where you're able to easily access your payroll out of, where the money goes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everything come out of petty cash.
That part. So then Chevron comes out with a statement that says we're moving our operations to, what was it, San Ramon at the time?
Mm-hmm.
They came out with that statement. They're moving their operations to San Ramon. They had but they made it sound
old headquarters.
But they made it sound like it was the refinery that was moving. They were shutting just the headquarters, just this very small office. Just the corporate office. The refinery is going to stay pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, not negotiating with Crockett, who those people are being born with additional arms and legs. They come out of the womb with a settlement check.
Mm-hmm.
You have right next to the city of Richmond, Hercules, San Francisco, Berkeley. You mean to tell me that there was not a meeting of the minds with these mayors? London Breed didn't sit down with none of these mayors and say, no, this is not fair. $550 million for this very small city. No, we about to whack them for billions. You already halfway to $1 billion. They got enough. Gas is $5.62.
Where everywhere else is cheaper.
It's enough money for everybody to get a piece of the pie. So this happened last year. They came out, our majority Hispanic city council came out with plans to redevelop all of the elementary schools. Gump, Jeffers. Kennedy was supposed to get an upgrade. Making Waves is no longer an after-school program. It's a school now.
Mm-hmm.
But as we all know, Richmond is now majority Hispanic. So Jeffers, which is a minority-based, that looks like me and you, elementary school, has no windows. These kids are in there sweating.
Wait a minute. No.
Let's talk about it.
How you have a school with no windows?
A school with no windows. It looks like Santa Rita, Pelican Bay.
Looks like a concentration camp. Now, my cousin, Anthony Moore,
What's happening?
has just tuned in, and he's a lifelong Richmond resident. And I know he'd be quite proud of what you're doing and help spread the word. In fact, what schools you say?
Jeffers. We got Kennedy. We got Gump. Making Waves is now a school. You know?
Right.
We got schools there.
So they got
Richmond High.
So they got the schools in Richmond looking like concentration camps.
The elementary schools are looking like concentration camps. Richmond High is looking like a regular Cinco de Mayo festival. Those type of things. And we have a whole movie about them.
And let's address the elephant in the room, because it's also happening here in Oakland. Some schools seem to... There's the funding for some schools are looking like palaces, and some schools are looking like a dystopian a horror novel.
A horror novel. Like, do the babies even have running water in the city of Richmond?
I saw something
no
somewhere
safety,
where...
no nothing.
Oh, it was Oakland schools. They were talking about the running water, and they're putting, I guess, water dispensers or whatever in the schools. I saw that on the news either this morning or yesterday. That's
well, you can blame a lot of that on Shang Tao, because there was a certain level of funding that was supposed to come to the city, and they basically didn't even complete the grants and complete the paperwork.
Right.
And then someone, to make things look good, anticipated certain sales tax, property revenue, and the sale of the Coliseum, and then put that in the budget to make it look like it was a positive. Oh, the city has a surplus. This person is doing gangbusters, and then when those things didn't actually happen because they were fanciful projections,
right.
Now there's a deficit, and the city of Oakland actually started layoffs last week.
You see that?
They went from the supposed $100 million surplus to people were coming in and getting notices.
Yeah, we need y'all to take some furloughs. We need to
take some time off.
We ain't gonna be able to pay you niggas today. So
hey, my sister, my big sister Michelle is watching,
and that is the reason why I came back.
Yeah,
so a lot of us are going through the Great Migration right now. Mm-hmm. The Eastern Migration. We're moving out to Vegas, Nevada, Arizona, for all of the obvious reasons. And let me tell you, from somebody who has already made the jump, not only are the population not ready for us, but the police departments are.
Oh, of course.
Oh, very much so. They know that we have a no grab law in California, and they will grab you in Nevada. They know that you can't carry a gun in California.
You can carry one in Nevada.
And you can carry one in Nevada. You better make sure that it's open and it's in the air. Don't have a concealed weapon in Nevada.
Yeah.
You know, it's hot, so I want y'all to be ready for the climate. Right? You got to find your people out there, and it's really nothing out there for us as a people.
When I
come back home,
we're gonna have to get concealed carry laws here in California.
We're gonna have to.
Because I find myself, so I used to be a soldier, and not in the military, and I'd pull up anywhere. But now that I'm old, first off, I'm gonna get pulled over and catch a gun case. So I'm out here naked. But then sometimes, like the other day, I pulled up to a gas station and I looked and I said, nah. I was on fumes too, but I was like, nah, I ain't getting out here without a pistol. Because if I get out here, even if I have a pistol, if I get out here because I'm looking at this, my common sense is telling me something could jump off. But if something was to jump off and I defend myself, now I'm going to prison.
Right.
So I risked it. And I made it to the next gas station, but I'm like, man, these self-defense laws, concealed carry, and all that here in California is it's not the business.
Actually, there's, I will say, you study them and know it's beneficial to know the ins and outs of it because there are
people in the gas on the street corner.
Yes, you can.
Even if you beat the murder case, you're going to get a gun case. State of California, the county.
Okay.
Because the issue is going to be, why'd you have a gun in the first place?
There's someone watching.
There's no one to address the fact that why you needed a gun to defend yourself because it's not safe.
Right.
The fact that you had a gun and you used it outside of your home. And even using it inside your home, if they say, well, it seemed like he had his back turned, so he was fleeing from you. So you were no longer in danger.
There will be no wounds to the back.
Right.
It'll be only agents. You better.
Well, I know a nigga might be running and was spin around and start shooting, or he might got a partner come out. So I need to end the threat.
There'll be no entry wounds in the back.
You know, I'm no.
He got it concealed in
Kentucky. Hey, I feel you.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I'm no Rudy Poo. I didn't hop off the porch yesterday, but what I will give y'all is some game is that in order for you to receive a charge of assault with a deadly weapon, first they would have to prove that it was a deadly weapon, right? So unless you're shooting somebody and they are physically hurt and taken to the hospital and a bullet is pulled out, baby, you got that from Big Five. That was actually an airsoft gun.
So I need one of them.
That's what
I need them type of bullets that's not retrievable.
No, you need a copper pellet gun that matches your gun, and you keep that at home. You know, you keep it at home for safety reasons. Now, if you got a pistol that just so happen to match it,
like I teach people at work,
as long as they don't got the gun.
Robbing people, you have a dummy wallet.
That right. That's
You'll
right.
Get that at 3 in the morning.
You'll beat that 3 to 5. You know, as God is my witness, I could be dead or in jail right now.
That's terrible.
Hey, dead or in jail, and I'm not either of them. So it tells you it tells you that it works, and that's what I mean by cookie cutter politicians. That's really not. They're not in the field. They don't know what's really going on. See me when I go shopping at Christmas, I like to get the little blue can of cookies. right? And you know, in that blue can of cookies, it got the one with the swirl on it with the sugar. I don't really touch all the other cookies, even though they're really nice cookies.
Yeah.
I like the one with the swirl and the sugar on it.
And
that's
the one that look like a pretzel and yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
But in some households, you go open that and it's a sewing kit. You open the can, or it's some bullshit. But yeah, I feel you on those.
Absolutely, and then your grandmother would put the sewing kit in the cookie
like,
can,
that's
right?
The cookies. What the fucking cookies?
Right? She like, no, that's for the sewing kit. I got the cookies on the table, and then you go eat one of your grandmama cookies. You like, what is this? And she like, it's a lemon pound cake chocolate chip cookie. It's something that you ain't never had before.
And it was made with love. Right.
So that's the new perspective on politics that I would like to bring to the Bay Area. We didn't have the Shang Taos. We didn't have, we didn't have the London breeds where she like to go out and take pictures with rappers and then pass bills that say that you don't need a security deposit to have your dog in San Francisco, and for property owners, you can no longer tell your residents that they can't have a dog because that's against an assembly bill that she
7
has
years
backed.
in office, and that's what we accomplished.
Assembly bill backed. The whole city is sinking below water, and you mean to tell me that you want to charge me $14 to get on Gilligan's Island, but we don't charge them to come back? Hello? Come on now, y'all. We got to do better.
And rest in peace to Shang Tao's political career.
You know,
poor donkey piss on her shit.
It really wasn't her fault. It was her team's fault. I'm not sure exactly what was going on, but I know behind every great woman there was a man that was great or even greater. Somebody gave her the idea.
She basically was raised at the feet of Rebecca Kaplan. She knew the game before she went in, and she went in with a mission. See, she was only propped in position because Rebecca Kaplan was so unappealing citywide that there was no way that she could win an actual citywide. So she basically cloned herself, and the clone was Shang Tao.
Is that what that was?
The clone was
and
Shang Tao.
And shout out to Rebecca Kaplan, because I remember you. Rebecca's been around since 2012. Yes.
Rebecca was, the people behind Rebecca was so enamored to try to get her into office
for the LGBTQ.
They literally created. Oakland never had that large council person.
Right.
They created that city council position specifically for her with the hopes that they could eventually launch her into the mayor's office, and then it could be a full progressive movement. But she proved to be so unappealing, and then that's when they invented Shang Tao.
And I thought Dan Cobb was next up for that.
Shang Tao is a person that literally 3 years ago, no one could say where this person came from. When people say, well, what school did you go to? Where'd you grow up? What neighborhood? Who are you? Where are you? Where are you? I mean, like, people used to diss Libby Shaft, but people went to King of States with Libby Shaft. People went to Skyline with Libby Shaft. No one ever laid eyes on Shang Tao before she suddenly appeared as a fully formed candidate with funding.
And that's what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what I said the same thing when the first time I seen Shang Tao was when she was on the news for getting raided. And I was like, oh my God, the city of Oakland has an Asian mayor. Like, where they pulled her out of? The elderly homes, because you go to the elderly homes, and those are our registered voting poll places. Every elderly home in the city of Oakland is.
But even Jean Kwan had a level of history. Like, people could say, oh, I remember her in the 90s over here. Her husband was a part of Laurel. I worked with her husband actually out to Bates Hospital. Like, the Kwans, there was 25 years of history. Same thing like Libby Shaft grew up here. Ron Dellums. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shang Tao, there was literally no history. And how a person with no history who hasn't spent years developing this comes to the table with full funding, union support, the whole nine. Like, that's just not possible.
And then
most of us can barely even. In 2 years, it takes 2 years for people in the organization to know our names, and people was writing $100,000 checks for a person who just appeared. Man, that's Barbara Lee and Rebecca Kaplan.
And they endorsed her, and that's all it took, though. right? So you got to give credit where credit is due. Because you
can't hate the player.
Hey, you can't hate the player. It's the game that you're not even a part of.
But here go where the city of Oakland, where I so unhappy with my fellow constituents. Mm-hmm. Y'all said they collectively was able to snatch Shang Tao out of office. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was there when Cass first started talking about the recall. We started pushing it on Twitter. People laughed, said it was far-fetched, and then it actually happened. But now people are snatched her out of office and they're celebrating, and they're going to now vote in Barbara Lee, not realizing that Shang Tao is a Barbara Lee disciple. You literally are snatching Shang Tao out of office to put in Shang Tao times 100.
Right, because it's not checkers. I mean, it's not chess. It's literally checkers. You could queen any and every last one of them.
Right. Barbara Lee managed to be in Congress for 30 years and never passed one bill. In 30 years. Her whole gig was symbolic gestures and what right now, what cities like Oakland, Richmond, Hunters Point, they don't need moral victories. They don't need symbolic victories. You need going to go in and get it done. And we have to not be beholden to an extreme progressive agenda.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
What's
because,
up, Raymond, on the beat?
You know, like, Oakland just saw the effects of, they voted in Shang Tao, they voted in Pamela Price. And basically was damn near a riot mob trying to get them out of office.
Well, let me back this up, because Pam Price is something that I would endorse.
Really?
She was an activist.
When it came down to Pamela Price, for one, you wasn't about to walk into your auntie house with no shoes on. That's what you wasn't going to do. And when I received a $350,000 grant year 2023, I got $350,000.
I just personally know people whose family members were murdered, and she didn't get down properly. She did not get down properly.
Well, when it came to my money, my checks was on time, and she was there. She said
financially, business, she might have been cool, but I'm saying there's people in Oakland whose family members' blood spilled on the sidewalk, and she didn't get down.
The thing I will say is, from my humble opinion, is she was an activist, and she fell on the sword for her belief, and she ran on some activism shit. What she did. And she tried to do a change that's pretty much ahead of a lot of niggas thinking. But I get that, you know me.
I don't want to get accused of slander, but I know for a fact there's heavy corruption in that mix. That was nothing noble about her. In fact, really, to tell the truth, if she was here right now, I'd probably spit in her face. Well, she was really not cool.
And that's to each his own. Because really I would shake her hand for the way that she backed my organization to be able to receive money. And that's why we here though, because I don't know that.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
He tells me about stuff. I'm like,
you didn't know what you don't know what happens behind closed doors when it comes down to her backing these contracts. Just like they backed Rebecca Kaplan, backed Shang Tao, and Barbara Lee backed Shang Tao. That's the same way she backed me. But maybe that's all that she has ever been trained to do, though. So you got to accept people in their capacity. That's a square bitch talking square biz. Period. When it come down to blood being dropped in the street, she don't got no gun charges. She ain't never fought no cases. So you got to learn how to accept people for who they are. Right?
You right.
You got a star cookie cutter politician. That wasn't your grandmama lemon pound cake.
Yeah, she was a salmon that tried to swim upstream. I hear you what you're saying, because I'm devil's advocate. So when I give my take on something, believe me, I also have opinion on the other side of it as well, because you should look and examine both sides of everything, even if you don't agree with it. So I get what you're saying. My thing is, she wanted to do something that a lot of politicians will never do. She wanted to try to change the over punishment of melanated and minority, even though we're not minority. So let me just correct myself. Of the majority of people, the super harsh enhancements that we become addicted to. So if I'm a slave master and I'm constantly beating your ass for everything, you didn't meet your quota for picking cotton. But not only did you not meet your quota for picking cotton, you also didn't get your 30,000 steps in and 37,000 reaches. You know,
Right.
all these are the enhancements that they was throwing at niggas. You know what I'm saying? That are, so she didn't want to throw those. I get what you're saying. She didn't want to go after that. Add all of the 50 million years and the the yada yada yadas that are unnecessary on something. Don't get me wrong. Certain people deserve to go to hell and burn. I am completely with that. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. All I'm saying is the unfair advantage and the supreme discrimination that was thrown at us. She was trying to right it. That's the only level of what I'm speaking from with the shit she did. Because don't get me wrong, I've had family members killed by dumb motherfuckers as well, and I'm out there pissed, looking for blood. Like, y'all better do something. So I get that. So I'm not arguing against that point. Well, I'm just saying there was something that I saw, and that's it.
I strongly disagree with your point.
What's up, Ken?
And the reason why I say I disagree with your point is that too many times. Now, a Pamela Price, the things you said, the things you gave her credit for, is idealistic. Certain idealistic, and sometimes, and we're all familiar with the term ivory tower.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people can be up in their ivory tower and think of these beautiful ideals, right?
Right.
Like when I was in school, we used to have a political science class. And there was a lot of people that was, being here in the Bay Area, was strongly against the death penalty, right?
I remember that.
And somebody
that
asked,
happened.
and the professor asked, said, okay, you buy your grandmother a watch for her birthday. She goes to the gas station. She's pumping gas, and she's got a little watch. And a junkie, sees her, knocks your grandmother upside the head. She falls and she dies. Are you still against the death penalty?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. That's the thing. And to your point, exactly.
So for Pamela Price,
right? I understand.
So let me say, so for Pamela Price, who says I want to do these enhancements and that's idealistic. But
right.
If you're sitting there and your family got murdered over nothing, her idealism.
I feel you.
The
Batman. There's a Batman in all of us.
You got a good seat. I like that seat. That's the hot seat.
Oh,
because he on fire.
Oh, he always on fire.
He on fire about.
That's why I said I understand completely what he's talking about.
Hey, but right?
I do, and I agree with it. But at the same time,
you had the hot seat.
I look at your seat. I get that. I'm winning because exactly when somebody does something to my family member, I'm like, fuck this. See, I want. So I get it.
But that's also now I'm gonna give an indictment of our black community.
Okay.
And I've been on both sides of this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I've had family members who've killed people. I had children who've killed people. Fuck it, for full
disclosure,
full clarity.
Right, full disclosure.
Yeah.
I've had family members, and guess what? You know what? I wanted mercy for them. I wanted compassion for them. I wanted people to understand that it was society that failed. It was this. It was that. Give them mercy. Young black man in America.
Right.
I wanted all that, right? But I've also had family members killed, and I wanted that motherfucker shot in the middle of 14th and Broadway.
I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
But but now I gotta look at my own hypocrisy. So when my family members have pulled the trigger on people, I wanted mercy and understanding.
It gotta be the same.
When somebody pulled the trigger on my family members, I wanted that motherfucker strung up. And if y'all ain't got nobody to string them up, give me the motherfucking rope.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's that. So that's why I say you can't have a district attorney or somebody like that who deals in idealism.
That's why I say she was
you gotta be cold and harsh, because just like I want somebody for killing to get 45 to life,
you want somebody that
for every person that my son killed,
they want the same thing.
I can't say, oh, we'll give my son manslaughter.
Right.
And or you gotta celebrate when the witnesses don't. Like I got a nephew.
Thank you for recognizing the difference.
I got a nephew right now. They gave him 60 years, 40 years suspended. They violate. But to make a long story short, he beat his last double murder case because witnesses ended up catching lead poisoning. But and the prosecutor told him, if I ever get you there again, now my first thought is, oh, thank the Lord, my nephew ain't got to do 60 years. But my second thought is, fuck, man, it's like 3-4 motherfuckers dead behind this nigga.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
And when
how can I as a black man justify that?
As
But
a white
also,
man?
as a melanated man, how can I justify that?
Okay,
but the flip side, for everybody
black.
for everybody that my son and my nephew caught,
blame it on
them
evolution.
is families that is so it's a wild dilemma. So but and it's actually above my pay grade, but I do know this much. I don't want a district attorney who's dealing too much in mercy, even if it means my own family don't get mercy.
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, just listen to it. You know me, devil's advocate. I'm putting my devil's advocate hat on right now.
You know I'm preaching, Anthony.
Yeah.
You know I'm preaching, Anthony.
Yeah, it's natural. I feel you. But at the same
What's
time,
up, Kenneth?
when do we acknowledge the atrocities that have legally been bestowed upon us of the melanated skin tone? The laws that have been, we getting football numbers when other ethnicities are getting buddy passes.
I kid
You
you not.
need, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you have to have somebody that calls the shot that says, fuck that, nah, we know something, yeah, we doing too much. We need to change this shit. Because if you get used to getting dick in the mouth, that's all you're going to ever know is dick in the mouth.
Hell of an analogy.
I mean, I'm sorry.
But
You used to getting your ass beat. That's all you know.
But those
This nigga got the
the
wildest
change-
analogies.
Right, look. The change in the
I
crucifixion.
get it, but you have to be real enough
that's
to
not your district
understand
attorney,
that
though.
shit.
That's not your district attorney that changes that.
But
That's your Senate. That's your Congress.
right.
Those are your assembly
But you got to
members.
start somewhere.
And
That
if you
ain't
want
even
to
3
see,
in the morning.
and if you want to
That's
see
this
change,
afternoon.
that's this up. Shut your ass.
Hey, you got to be brave enough
That was
to
yesterday.
start the conversation.
Let's start the conversation because
Remember, Pac said, I might spark the brain that changes. Somebody got to die at the cross, and no, I ain't Christian.
Right.
Somebody got to sacrifice
today it was
themselves.
Pamela Price
A lot of
and Chang
motherfuckers,
Kao.
these weekend warriors, the motherfuckers who just rah, but don't do none of the groundwork, and when it come time to, you got to give an ounce of blood or whatever, they don't want to do that shit. Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die.
Special shout out to Tiffology in the building.
Shout out to Tiffology. You know what I'm saying? So I get you. I agree with what you're saying. But at the same time, I'm saying for us to invoke change, real change, somebody has to start being in those positions to start making these type of moves that make people
type of change you're talking about is
uncomfortable.
societal level
Absolutely.
change.
Right. But here's the thing about being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable does two things. You get used to being uncomfortable, or you put yourself in a position where you're not uncomfortable. Those are the two things that happen.
But those are societal level changes. Like, for instance,
It don't matter if
right
it's the
now-
president or the custodian.
right now,
Somebody does it.
they're doing. Right now, we need to put politicians in place who are going to make sure Gump and Jeffers
Yes.
don't look like concentration camps.
Exactly.
Hello,
We need to get politicians in place like Leslie, who's going to make a structural change in the city of Richmond
Yes.
for the youth growing up.
Absolutely.
See, that's something that needs to happen, right?
Absolutely.
But the 26-year-old who done beat a murder case because they had to throw it out, but everybody knows he did it, and he's gun battling between North and Central, North
Right.
and Central,
Right.
or he's one of the projects. So for that person right there, those changes that she's able to make on society, he's so hardened that those changes ain't gonna affect him. They might affect his kids, his little brothers, this and that for the future. But him?
But it's the person.
Yeah.
Right? There's a difference between me and her, between us and them. Right? So that's where I step in and I say, no, I'm us. We not them. That North and South situation that you beefing with is a figment of your imagination. Right? This is somebody that you're able to talk to that's sitting here on your podcast drinking cognac with you.
I will never understand.
Hello?
motherfuckers
That is
beefing
cannabis
over
friendly,
Section
that
8 on-
cannabis friendly that
But
understands
our
what it
bullets
means
flying
to,
there, and they've been flying
Right.
generationally. So
they've been flying generationally, but it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That is completely ceased. That's the end of your problems at this point. We dealing with kick does now.
You mentally
We on the next door neighbor app, we dealing with kick does and packages missing. It's a couple of bullets flying, but it's not the way that it used to be because it doesn't have to be that way.
Is that due to gentrification or is that due to a societal
It's
change?
it's due to immigration, baby. Let me just keep it real. It's due to immigration. The city of Richmond had the biggest Cinco de Mayo festival I ever seen in my life. I was in Vegas thinking I was doing something. There was nobody in the streets. I looked on Instagram. They was all in the city of Richmond, 100,000 deep. I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, wait a minute. When did the city of Richmond become a sanctuary city? Just like Atlanta is trying to become a sanctuary city where, non-documented immigrants can.
Atlanta become a sanctuary city.
They are working on becoming a sanctuary
city. Well, my cousin
city.
is in the comments right now. He lives in Stone Mountain. How do you feel about, Ken, how do you feel about Atlanta becoming a sanctuary city?
A sanctuary city. It's all over Star. There's a new series on Tubi, if you haven't seen it, with Queen Latifah named Star, and she's putting on this girl group that's an interracial girl group, and they're actively pushing sanctuary cities in the media. Through entertainment outlets.
Well, that's what everything
is.
Right?
What's the agenda there?
The agenda there is to get the Mexicans here, to get the Mexicans there, to get the Hispanics here, to get these not even our Mexicans. Now, we could recognize our Mexicans. Our Mexicans got morals, they got hustle, and they not playing about their families. We done all ate at somebody's house. We done had a Mexican boyfriend, a full-blooded one. But now, living in the state of Nevada, I've seen Dominicans, Cubans. They all look like us. Like everybody sitting at this table. None of them got no papers. And guess who's the lick? Guess who's the money on the flow? You, black woman, black man. You the money on the flow. Because they look like us. We got the same buffs, all of that. Knowing that the product of slavery in America is the strongest product that we will ever recreate. This is a time where we not only stand next to each other, but we start procreating just as fast as they have. They have legalized bills that said dreamers, dreaming to be American. Now, I have a couple of Mexican or Hispanic homies that just got deported. I speak with them every day. And they send me videos back from Mexico, and it looks like poverty that I've never seen before in my life. Mm-hmm. Like a third world country. Shout out to Olga's Chronicles 23. When I tell you I was in a pod, I was in a jail cell with this girl. And watched her fight this deportation case because she came over here from Mexico when she was a teenager, had children here, and her kids were here receiving the education, just thinking that, okay, maybe immigration is our problem, and maybe she's being over dramatic, and maybe sending her back is, the correct thing to do. But they sent her ass back. And baby, when I tell you that that's not nothing that nobody should ever be sent back to in their life. So you have, like you said, devil's advocate. You have either side of the spectrum where I'm being affected by immigration. As y'all can see, Donald Trump and presidency, them taco stands gone, ain't they? Ain't seen a taco stand in the past couple of weeks. But then I got a homie that's sending me videos saying, Les, this is what we have to deal with. So when do we hold them accountable for coming over here and receiving the education that they needed to hustle and bustle and take it back to where they're from to uplift their people? And I think that that's something that we're not holding people accountable for, right? Unlike them, we don't get a deportation ticket. Did y'all get y'all deportation ticket?
Nope.
Did y'all get y'all sis, did you get your $3,000 ticket to go back to wherever the hell they got us from? That part, no, we got to pay to get up out of here.
Well, if they give me $300,000, I'll go to Ghana.
Hey, look.
See, that's the thing.
They got it open.
To where I think the problem is, and once again, I'm being devil's advocate. I'm putting myself in the balcony like the old dudes on the Muppet Show, and I'm looking at this shit non-party affiliated because fuck both parties.
Can't say that.
I can, and I will always say fuck both parties because both parties put their dick in y'all mouth and y'all suck it willingly. So
I'm a female.
Those are propaganda.
No, it's not. Here's the thing: how do you want your racism and your euthanization? Do you want it subtle or do you want it blatant? That's always been the case.
You are absolutely
correct. We are
correct.
so fucking head in the ass when it comes to this politic game that
it's a lot of ass, man.
Yeah, it is. Because that's the shit. We we so lost in the shuffle of trying to fit into a game that wasn't designed for us. And you could play the game, but fuck the game. Like they say, think outside the box. That's one thing. But yeah, think outside the box, come back and destroy the box. Physically and mentally. You'll get that.
Kenneth Harris
But I'm
says
just
that
saying.
he's against sanctuary cities and says why niggas always got to be Captain Saberho. And he also
Say
says
that.
Mexicans are not our allies; they're La Raza.
Hey, La Raza, Big Norte.
All that I get it. That's my thing is when you have people here who can't, whether they fought for this corporation because it's not a country.
And why is it a corporation and not a country?
Because of that family that when they came to Social Security, I'll look that shit up. It's real facts.
No, not because of the family. Because of what?
Business.
Because a corporation has a
Oh,
president.
corporations have presidents. Countries have kings and queens.
Countries
Corporations have
kings and
presidents.
queens.
So the thing is, what was I finna? I damn near
That
lost my
part.
train of thought. But the it's a delicate situation because we get so lost in. Oh, here, that's what I was saying. My thing is, when you have people that born here, raised here, do what they supposed to do and all that, and they can't get anything from this corporation, but you have others that come and get everything, and then they're trained to look at us like, you motherfuckers don't want to do this. That's the shit I got a problem with. When you got and this government and like I said, fuck both parties because the one side they play the shit. One party plays the pimp, the other one plays to the sympathy of the hoe. Let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. That's what the fuck they do. And niggas fall for the fucking but they love us. The Democrats they do the
and that's the girlfriend experience. That's the GFE.
Exactly. That's the show that used to be on Showtime.
Look, that just restarted.
And y'all want the reach around.
Right? You got the girlfriend experience with Kamala Harris, baby, and she was serving GFE.
Gave y'all
okay, she had chips.
Gave y'all Megan Thee Stallion to come twerking. Niggas
Hello? She had
real?
chips and water bottles.
I'm not
Kid Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. You know, I'm not a Trump supporter. You know me. I just call shit what it is. Fuck both of them. That's like I said. Niggas got to stop having blind allegiance to silent suffocation.
Okay, but can we talk about the secret win, the silent win that happened? So, I've been to a Trump rally with my at the time spouse, who was a melanated, extremely melanated Nigerian Trump supporter.
Oh, you brought him over? No, I was fucking.
He took me. That was our date.
No, you
right?
said Nigerian. I'm like, you brought him over. You fell for the email scam.
Oh, no.
Hey,
I met him right here in North Oakland. Right,
okay.
We just ended up out there in Vegas at a rally.
Okay.
And so we went there, and Trump, mind you, we in a line of maybe about 200 people wrapped around this park. Right, we the only black people. Wait, I thought the black community supported Trump, right? So I was a little nervous when the news crew hit me with it. It was like, yeah, we're going to interview you. You didn't have a choice. We were the only black people there, right? So we gave them what they was looking for. But as we're in the rally, there are more undercovers in the rally than actual supporters. They're walking past us like, look at all these racists, right? Whispering in our ears, like, can you believe this? Like, oh, no, I'm not undercover. I really bought this hat. Right? Like, it looks good with my outfit. Why? Because like you said, would I rather be told a lie to my face or a lie behind my back? Would I rather be told that I'm going to kill you to your face or I'm going to shoot you in the back? I'm going to take the bullet to the face before you shoot me in my back. And so that was the allegiance that I had to Trump. And he supports business owners. What he did during COVID. What he did during COVID, a lot of people didn't agree with, but we all got the check.
Congress.
Hold on.
I know it was Congress.
He held that up just to put his name on the check because.
But who was the monkey in the ring saying it was me?
Because listen, this is the psyop. This is where I'm like, fuck both sides. Because what he did with that one is, and you're proving that point when you're saying that because that's what people remember that he did. But no,
Absolutely.
only reason he held it up so he could put his name on the check.
Period.
But he didn't do it.
No, he didn't do it. That was something that had to get voted in. You're absolutely correct. However, that's what my allegiance was.
But now I'm saying that's the low hanging fruit theory of it.
And I took it.
And we gotta. I hear you, and I salute and respect you saying that.
I took it,
but we gotta fall in line and see past the bullshit.
Did you get your $1,200 stipend? Did you get it?
I think I make too much money.
You got it. I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you spent it.
I don't think so.
So look. After this rally, right? I leave uninformed, uneducated. He didn't do anything except for disrespect the black woman and for the progress that we have made. Didn't do nothing but disrespect us. So I left there saying, you know what? Maybe this isn't where I would like to be, sitting in the first 3 rows at this rally. Mm-hmm. So I started going to a Kamala Harris rally. I pulled up to Kamala Harris rally. It was a family reunion for the Chicano community. The first rally I went to, we had J-Lo there. She had the taco truck man. She had the fruit man. I tell you, when she comes with the GFE experience, baby, she came with the churros for the free. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, good. I'm gonna have to go. Politics. I'm gonna have to go to another Kamala Harris rally because I was fed good at this one. Literally, I still left uneducated, but I left full.
So, and would you rather go to bed hungry or go to bed smart?
That part. And so I left there. With more connections.
You can get smart, but can you always get food?
No, you can't always get food.
You feel me?
You can't. So I went to another rally. She had DJ D Nice. You know, she had Stephen Horsford. She had Jackie Rosen, which these are all names that you should familiarize yourself with. Just because they're not in the state of California don't mean that they don't affect us.
Right.
And these are the people that are passing the bills for the private property laws, for the malls and things like that. Go stealing from Bath and Beyond in Nevada if you want to. You will be in jail with a $35,000 retail theft ring charge. I kid you not.
Nevada wasn't playing about weed hella long ago. You get a baggie of weed, you'll be up the river.
These are the names that you should know. But I went out and I seen how she sold the GFE experience again. She gave out T-shirts to everybody in line. Around. She gave us bags of potato chips and water bottles. I got nothing at the Trump rally, right? So, like you said, when you getting into bed with these politicians,
you gotta know what you do.
Right? You got your pimps, you got your boyfriend pimps, you got the girls that serving the GFE, right? And that's what she gave us. And she didn't have no boyfriend pimp, right? She didn't have no pimp. So it was something that a lot of people couldn't relate to on this side. So, moral of the story is, I think you should settle for the GFE. Because you can always come talk to me, baby. It ain't nothing. I don't have no PIMP. It's just me, ME. Okay? But that's for the city of Richmond. Because the city of Richmond has a trickle-down effect that is happening. So now that we've accepted this $550 million, San Francisco didn't get a piece of the pie. Oakland didn't get a piece of the pie. Berkeley didn't get a piece of the pie. Where you from definitely didn't get a piece of the pie. Where you from?
Southwest Compton.
Didn't get a piece of the pie. Right? Hello? And this money is sitting in this general fund. This is the time where we come together. We've talked about a whole bunch of topics. Mm-hmm. We've talked about immigration. We've talked about how we feel. We've talked about our past, our present, our kids. Mm-hmm. You know, what we're going through. And now it's time for us to talk about the trickle-down effect. Right? And there's nothing happening here. We broke. City of Oakland is broke. Is how broke are we?
Serious deficit. They're doing layoffs now.
Serious deficit.
Pay attention to the gang.
The city of Richmond is sitting on the bag.
Follow a dollar.
They sitting on $550 million that didn't nobody else get to negotiate about. And y'all want to sit here and say that I'm not a cookie cutter politician, but I bet you didn't know that. So this is something that we got to come back to the table with. City of San Francisco, it's time to rise up. Your city's sinking. It's not going to be there in a minute. Y'all stuck on Gilligan's Island. And if I run for City of Oakland, I'm going to charge you to come across the water to save yourself. Hello? City of Oakland, y'all getting laid off. City of Hayward and Castro Valley are not worried about us still. Never been worried about us. If there's a sanctuary city, it's over there in Castro Valley for sure. They're pushing us out to Fremont. San Jose was Silicon Valley at one point. And I shouldn't have to come back from Nevada to tell y'all about y'allself. Yeah, we look good. We got the hustle. We got the bustle, we got the scam, we got the bippers, we got the strong armors. And you mean to tell me we broke? I went out to the club the other day and I was amongst, some affluent people, and I caught a argument over $2 McChickens at the McDonald's in the drive-thru. So these type of situations, come on, we got to do better.
Yes, people.
And if we do better, that's because you know better and you know to vote yes for West.
Well, where was I at? I'm trying to remember. I was at work. I was having a conversation with some of my coworkers about once you know what's going on, inside your soul, your spirit, you have to take action. So what happens is a lot of people rather not know shit because then you could play the ignorance card.
Right.
I don't know. But once you become aware and knowledgeable of a situation, it shows to make it right.
Right.
And as a human, HUE, for you motherfuckers that don't understand, that's your purpose.
Literally.
Not TikTok dances, not them dumbass prank videos, not all this other muff that don't get me wrong.
Right.
We live in a let them eat cake society, and I'm acknowledging that because it's true. Hard times bring real solid people. Easy times bring soft individuals. I know where we're at right now.
Right. And the more we get the knowledge of ourselves, not the knowledge of me and him, because we know who we are, but the knowledge of who you are and where you come from. That makes us stronger as a people. That makes us able to do things more united. Right.
Kenneth said I'm gonna read Kenneth's quote. He said, "I like this lady. She's looked at all sides, which you have to. You don't have to agree with both sides, but you really have to pay attention because you're gonna learn." I learned as in elementary school.
Thank you, Ken.
You can learn something from anybody.
Absolutely.
If I'm a person that is walking down the street and I see an unhoused person, I'm gonna be politically correct for half a second, right? And person sitting somewhere, and they don't have to be without a job or nothing, whatever. I can sit and have a conversation with them, and they can tell me what they went through, how they ended up being where they are.
Right.
Because you have functional people out now who don't have a home, but they still have a job because they're working to live.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's what both parties want you niggas to be, working to live.
Right.
That's the game. See, I'm giving you the shit. I'm giving you the ism. I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a chef. I cook. You know what I'm saying? I put a little dash of this, a splatter of that. I put it in the oven, bake it, and I'm the plate. It's on
let
you
them
to
cook.
Eat. But this is what they do. So I can sit there and talk to this person and learn from them. Same as a person who was an alcoholic, I can learn. Hey, I know not to drink too much.
Right.
I can grow up in a house with a abusive or alcoholic parent, and I can choose to not ever drink or touch drugs because I learned something from the bullshit I went through. Right. You always have to be willing to learn and accept what you learn. You don't have to like what you learn, but you have to deep down in yourself accept it for what it is.
Absolutely.
And it takes more than just going surface level to understand that.
And don't children, because these should be hereditary lessons that we're learning, right? Mm-hmm. So that I won't have to learn what he learned.
Mouth to ear.
Hello? It's a reason why your grandmama's still in that apartment on Section 8.
And they want to cut
that. With a 750 credit score. It's a reason why she there. Because what she learned there was more valuable than anywhere that she could move.
You know something? Speaking of the game on that level, I remember watching on the news. There was a piece of property in San Francisco. And San Francisco is a very expensive place to live. That it was a house, property for sale, that you could buy it, but because the way the lease or whatever was set up, you couldn't occupy it for 30 years because of the lease that they had. You can get the property for dirt cheap, but you can't live in it for 30 years yourself because that's some game.
Right.
Could you imagine? I'm living in a multi-million-dollar place, but I'm only paying.
Hey, look,
grocery store clerk.
You got a
prices. Hot dub. Hey, this shit was on the news. Listen to y'all. I bullshit you not. This was in Frisco, high end, and you can buy it, but you can't live in it for 30. That's some contractual.
Whole island
pimping.
Sinking below sea level.
That's some contractual pimping. You better know how. The pen has always been mightier than the sword. So you violent niggas, you niggas been losing.
Hey, been losing, but that's not San Francisco. That's a specific place in San Francisco.
But that's life, though.
You know
that situation was exposed on the news, but that type of shit happens everywhere.
Absolutely.
They don't report on it.
Absolutely.
You don't know about it.
We all got them cousins. I call my cousins for certain things. I call my other cousins for other things.
Let me tell you something. I know people who work at jobs that would pay for you to go to school for different stuff. I use this job just to pay for my education, and then I get my diploma from UC Berkeley or whatever, and I go get a job I work for a big corporation, but now I work for an even bigger one because my job that I'm doing right now, earning half of nothing,
right,
paid for my education.
And that's
and
falling
I went
on
and
the
used
sword.
that springboard.
Falling
we
on
all
the sword.
remember what was the movie with Rodney Dangerfield? He did the triple Linden, Back to School.
Yeah.
You niggas, class is always in session. Valedictorian.
Thornton Mellon is throwing a party.
You feel me? That's what I'm saying though. But that's what this shit is. And I joke around with it because sometimes I gotta do that to invoke y'all to really think and use your provoke your cortex. But
Thornton Mellon the third.
Yeah, Thornton Mellon. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine because it's always been Ferris Bueller's day off for me. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Coming straight out of Berkeley.
That's what goes on.
And so Bay Areans, let's not fall on the sword. We just had All-Star Weekend. We proud of it. Ain't nobody else. Can we say what it is?
Call it.
Like, who was the out-of-towner that I seen? I seen the out-of-towner was fabulous. You mean to tell me we can't get Yo Gotti? Savvy Third wasn't there. Like, we couldn't get nobody from L.A. Larry June don't count because he from here. Like, in his his music is bopping down there. Like, that don't count.
Larry June
shout out to Larry, 91. But he from here. So, like, at the end of the day, yes, this was the time where we were supposed to come out and show our unity and show our strength.
Larry.
Good job.
Good job, Larry. Hey, I seen, who did I see out?
92.
Mo Betta, Mo Cheddar. We seen Clyde Carson. Mm-hmm. Black C was out.
Shout out to them.
Raphael Sadiq was outside. Cool John, P-Lo, Lil Kayla, Big Rich, so many San Francisco names.
All over, baby.
Too Short, E40, La Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't get nobody. Where was Sweetie?
I seen her on they did the Pass the Mic shit. She was on that.
Where was Stunner Girl at? Right, G-Eazy. No, we need to see y'all all weekend. We holding you accountable. Where was Mozzie at? D-Lo, we know he gonna hit the stage.
No disrespect, but Sac is not the Bay.
Right? Sac is not the Bay. However, you in the region. Mm-hmm. Right? And so if you gonna talk about if you gonna get rich, but if you gonna get rich off a claim in the Bay, right? If you're going to pull from here and pull from there off a claim in the Bay, then I would expect you to be out here all 3 days. But that's why we say Sac is not the Bay, right? And then we got to hear y'all mouth when we say Sac is not the Bay, and then you won't be out here for 3 days. I don't want to hear that. Like, this is unity, right? This was supposed to be our united time.
But here's the thing.
I came out here for a day.
I was back and forth because I was doing family shit, but I will say, the NBA, I'm just giving my half of. I hate sports. I don't hate sports, but sports is a farce. That whole bullshit, All-Star shit that
right. Did we see Damian Lillard?
Damian.
He popped out. Where was he at?
He was out there
intentionally losing the 3-point contest.
We seen that, right?
But no, I'm saying
but
that
did you see
that playing the 40 shit, that bullshit they did. that little fake ass number. Get back to the real All-Star game. And niggas play the game. LeBron, fuck you. And I'm a James. You know that, nigga. You disrespected the family name
Anthony,
by
you're
punking
correct.
out.
Everybody should be at
No.
the city meetings.
On
True,
my soul.
right, yeah, back to the real shit.
Do you see how many names I was just
Get-
able to name in
get-
the first 30 seconds, and we not in no city council meetings pushing a
Everybody-
hard line on the changes that we want to see here?
Get involved in your shit, people.
Get involved in your politics. I shouldn't have to sit up here and call your name out. DJ Shellhart, we need you. Hello, DJ Millions, we need you. Like, now that you have made and put yourself in a position to win, come back and really win for the city. I shouldn't have to sit here. Your private win is not the public win that we need. We need you at these city council meetings saying, no,
Hey, Tommy.
either you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna call you out
Hey,
for not
Tommy,
doing
my
it.
favorite kid.
Don't let me call you out for not doing it.
So,
No, we gonna do it together. But are we gonna do it together?
and you
That part.
speaking on it, because you out there on the battlefield putting it in. You running for,
Mayor of the City of Richmond, California, 2026.
y'all heard it here.
That's gonna be big.
Coming right live and direct at you
See what I'm
out
saying?
of Berkeley, California.
She talking that talk.
It's more than one of us. It's more than one of us could do it. It's more than one gatekeeper. And we got access to all different gates. Just because I got grants and proposals, you may have the streets and the people. You know, you may need to get a little educated on the grants and proposals, the way to bring money in, because that's the only thing I'm concerned about is bringing money into the city. You could talk to Fab, like I said, Big Rich, Shell. I have
Hey,
bought
my dear.
Stunner Man. I done bought contracts to every last one of these people. And whether the contract was fulfilled or not, now you see how it feels when the contract is not fulfilled. And look at the status of our economy. Right? There's no I in team. There's no I in team.
It's an Iron Championship.
Period.
There's no Iron team. You
So
want to get there fast, go by yourself. You want to get far, go as a group.
that part. I done got
African
there
pride.
fast. Now let's get there far. Much love to you, Bay Area. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, before we leave, tell everybody where they can find you at on social media.
You can find me at Leslie, Leslie, S as in Sam, West as in West Side. Come tap in. I have multiple opportunities. If you're an actress, if you're an actor, and you're trying to get on camera, I got your back. You know, if you need a business proposal written or a grant proposal, your corporate registrations here in the state of California, let's get that done. Let's do it. Meanwhile, I'm running for mayor of the city of Richmond, California, 2026 to make a difference within the people and the populations that I come from. Much love to y'all.
That's what's up. And you can catch Farrell across the board at Farrell Films on all platforms. I let him tell y'all where y'all can find him.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Where they can find you at, P?
You can find me across the board, literally,
Mhm.
on all social media platforms as the one and only Farrell Films. For the people, by the people,
Right.
from the people.
From the people.
From
And
the-
before I even forget, y'all, we've posted this. We have an event. Me and Farrell, along with that
Tomorrow.
vibe, have an event tomorrow. It's cocktails and conversation.
conversations.
We've posted it. You know, you got to RSVP the location. It's a free event. You come out. You know, you bring the conversation. We're gonna sit and talk. It's us and that vibe. You know, shout out to that vibe 2023 on IG. You can follow them. Shout out to Lori. She's in the comments right now. She's posting it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come have this conversation with us. You know what I'm saying? It's all about building, mouth to ear. This is what I tell people. And I'm Deshaun. You can find me on IG at Cognac_Confessionals. On Instagram, Facebook, Cognac Confessionals, YouTube, Cognac Confessionals. Like, subscribe, share. Go to YouTube and share, run them numbers up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of content creators, but we trying to you know, we do this for self, but for the culture and for all of us. But man, I love and appreciate everybody's support and endorsement, man. Spread the word. Tell your friends about this show and go back and watch.
Yes.
And let's spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everything is mouth to ear. You know what I'm saying? But you know where you can always find me is in your bitch dreams, because that's where I reside. But most importantly, you can find me in the bosom of the universe, because that's where I'll call home. You'll get that at 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, catch y'all next week, man. Or come fuck with us tomorrow, man. Much love. Be safe.